Oh, thank you, Miss. Okay. Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. Um, this is our coffee with the ILLBA, and if you don't know what that means, it is the Illinois Limousine and Bus Association. We have been a trade organization since 1987, and we're excited for 2027 because we will be 40 years a trade organization. So Hakan and I are going to be running the party, right, Hakan? Yes, say yes. Yeah, see, he's all ready. And we have members, as I was saying earlier, before other people got on. We have a diverse group of membership. Many from Chicago area, but we also have Indiana, Wisconsin, pretty much everywhere in the Midwest. We also have global operators such as Myles, which we're very happy to have Myles on our group as well. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, these meetings started in I'll say 1921, no, 2021 during COVID, when we needed a solution for everyone to get together and talk about what was going on during COVID, and we couldn't meet in person. So we started these coffee meetings, and we've done 32 since then, or 33, I should say. And the recordings are on our YouTube channel, and that provides an opportunity for members who could not necessarily join the meeting. They can go back and watch the recordings and things like that. And if you can, I would appreciate it. For those who are attending, put your name in the text, the company that you have, and what city you represent. I forgot to do that because Sasa and I started talking, and I forgot to put the instructions in there. All right. And so this panel, this is the fourth year we've done a panel on global affiliate activity. And why are we doing it? Because there are so many operators who are familiar but not totally aware of what opportunities are out there to work with other operators across the globe to service their clients. And so we started this a few years ago, and the panels have been great. And Myles is a veteran, so he can walk you guys through if there's anything. He is our veteran. But what's great about it is it's a learning opportunity for you guys as well. So even though you're coming from different parts of the world, hopefully it'll be as mutually beneficial for you as it is for our members. So I'm going to have each of you just say hello and your company and where you're from, and we'll start with Kamel because he looks ready to start talking, and he's second now. So just introduce yourself, and
Okay.
let's get the party started.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I'm Kamel from Black Road Limo, Paris, France. I'm 11 years in the business, and I'm right now in Miami, so I took time for you guys. Thank you for the invitation.
He wants a medal. Okay. Thank you for coming. Sasa?
All right, so my name is Sasha Krystic. I come from Switzerland, and I'm in this business for 15 years, and that's the time that Voikan, you probably know him because he attends all those trade shows, and I think he's in Miami too right now. Started this locally. We wanted to provide limousine service in Switzerland, but then we would have our clients request for neighboring countries for the service to extend to Paris, where Kamel is, or Germany or Italy. And since Switzerland is very small, but really visited the country regarding financial, but also tourism purposes. So then we started providing service in neighboring countries, and we have our fleet in Zurich, Switzerland. We cover the Switzerland. Also have cars our fleet in Frankfurt, Germany. But elsewhere we work with our partners network. So even with some of you. That's it.
Yes. Thank you so much. Myles, you're up.
Thanks, Paula. Good morning, everybody. My name is Myles from LFL Worldwide in Dublin, Ireland. I'm in the business 19 years this year, and my previous background was in high-end retailing, grocery retailing. So I've customer service to my fingertips. It's what we do. It's our ethos. So yeah, we're based in Dublin, and we cover all of Ireland with our own vehicles. But we also obviously network with partners around the world. Ireland is a huge tech hub. We outside of Silicon Valley, Ireland is the global headquarters for Facebook, Google, Meta, and there's a lot of traffic back and forth between the United States and Ireland, and it gives us great opportunities.
All
That's
right.
me.
And our team from GNet is here. And I'll let Yasmin introduce everybody.
Hi, so I'm Yasmin with Grid Technologies. We bring you the GNet platform. We are, we've got over 5,700 operators on board in our network. We're connected to over, Reza, you might want to correct me, but I think at this point we're approaching over 60 different technologies, partners with reservation systems. And we're in 83 countries across the globe, and we make connectivity easy. We make affiliate connections easy. I'll introduce Reza, and he can take it from there and say more.
Hi again, Reza. Sorry, I lost my voice. Yeah, we trying our best. We build a platform that electronically exchange the booking request and eliminate phone calls. Where is my car? Everything is electronic, seamless. We also launched our marketplace called GNet Connect. That's the place that you can showcase your business, and you will be visible to all of this 5,000 plus some travel managers they want to look at, find the partners around the globe. This is a good opportunity to showcase your business. I think that's
He's
me.
getting good at this marketing pitch. I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
Voice or no voice.
And I think
well trained.
I think Amir is also on. Amir, is there anything you want to add about GNet Connect?
Whatever you guys said.
Well, then what about all the other features? How about?
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Not a few words.
Oh gosh.
No, definitely what Yasmin and Reza said. We're basically connectivity between all you companies that are partnering with each other to provide clients service around the world. Our job is connectivity between systems. We're like the phone system that operates between your dispatch systems that lets them call each other and send each other business. We synchronize the trips. We synchronize your closing costs. We let you track each other's cars while it's live executing the trip. Those are the basic functions of GNet for all systems that are connected. And as Reza said, we're focusing now on travel managers, travel technologies, and the whole travel sector to have access to the GNet platform and all of its members, and hoping for lots of transactions coming from travel to you guys. Lots of business. That's good. That's all.
Yeah, that works for me. Well, thank you, everybody, for the introductions. Okay, panel, I've got my questions ready. Okay, so let's talk about marketing and sales, because I think that's going to be one of the hot buttons for many of these operators as they start to think, work through how to become more of a global operation. What marketing and sales strategies have you found to be effective for you when you are selling or marketing the worldwide service, and why? What has been good for you?
I'll take that lead off if that's okay. I think the the best way to start out is asking your clients, if they're booking airport service with you, do they need a ride when they land in the other city that they're traveling to? And that's the simplest and easy way. You have a client base and service those clients' needs, because if they're getting a car to the airport with you, sure as hell they need a car when they get off the plane at the other end. And that's the simplest way to get into it.
Do you do that at the point of reservation, or do you train the chauffeurs to hopefully mention
We do it
it?
at the point of reservation. Excuse me for a second.
No problem.
If the reservation comes in over the phone, we verbally ask. If it comes in via email, we prompt. And if it's an online booking or comes in through the client portal, along with the confirmation is a prompt asking, do they need, if they've only booked a one-way trip, there's a prompt, do they need a return pickup when they come back? And do they need service in the city that they're traveling to? And a link to request a rate.
So the multiple touch points.
Yes. So it's. I mean, most people are already farming to affiliates in their local market. So it's not a huge stretch to start this. And if you're based in the US, most of your business is going to be to other US cities anyway. So you're dealing with people with a common language, common currency, and you can dip your toe in the water here before you start offering service into Europe or Asia or other places. But it's a good way to get your systems up to speed and then expand eastwards or westwards.
Okay, who else would like to join in on that? Sasa?
Well, being in this business for over 15 years, we realized that the sales is very important, and there is always somebody who would need our service or some added value. The competition was really, really high and hard, I would say, until COVID times. But after the COVID, I think that we all realized that we can help each other and we don't have to see each other as a competition, because people travel and, especially when we talk about events, some fleets are not enough, and the more local providers would need to do it together. Anyway, I work with operators, and I teach them that they do sales as well. Whenever they book a service or make a reservation, they always have a chance to do some upsell, so to provide a service in a city where the client is traveling to. And on the other hand, we realize that sales need to be structured as well. So we hired extra people and educated them, and to send them to courses or schools to be able to do sales. Clients, their needs are changing. 10 years ago, it was easy, no news, good news. So you just have to focus on the ride, and the chauffeur has to be focused on the road or on his passengers backwards. And that was it. Now we have the booker, the secretary, anxious to see the progress of the ride. She needs to know if the boss is on time and stuff like that. So many prospects here, and everybody needs to get what they need. Some kind of a practical advice from my experience would be to listen more and talk less. So whenever we know that the clients need a certain service regarding cars, the vehicle, the whole service, then we can find the solution and adapt to the client's needs. Also, it took us some time to understand the difference between the service in the States and in Europe. So we also educated some local operators in order to be able to align with something that the clients from the States would expect in Europe as well or elsewhere.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that a little bit too. Kamel, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes. First of all, as Myles said, I think the best option for starting to sell, worldwide services is with your clients, So I won't repeat what he said, but why? Because they know the way you work, so it will be easier for you to start with them. They know you very well. They know that you provide great services, so you have their confidence right now, so you can trust. And the second thing is that for people who work with the hotels, we work with the five stars hotels in Paris. So we did an appointment with them, and it's a good thing for you guys if you work with the hotels. And you can ask them if they feel comfortable with the way that you can offer services to their clients in the car for worldwide chauffeur, and then they agreed with that. And right now, when we drive them, from the hotel to the airport, our drivers can ask them, if they talk with the drivers, he can talk with them, if they don't talk, they can talk.
That's another story. Yeah,
It's another story. But if they're
yeah, it
friendly,
sure is.
he can also, offer them services from all over the world. He can say that his company is based in Paris, for instance, but he has affiliates all over the world, and it could be easier for them to drive them. And we get clients like this for worldwide services as well. So it could be a good
Yeah.
option for you guys.
I love that you said that because that's exactly what we've been doing. My ladies and gentlemen are not shy, so they have no issue. They can see the trip and they know that person's leaving for London or Paris or Hong Kong or whatever it is, and they'll say, "Oh, did you know Paula can do this? Did you know we can help you once you get to your destination? So if you need anything, call the office." And they may not do it the first time they're in the vehicle, but it's amazing. Maybe a month later, they're going back overseas and we get a phone call.
Yeah, and
So,
you have a huge potential. You have potential clients
absolutely.
for everywhere.
Yeah. And that they'll say, yeah, the chauffeur told me about that you guys can do this and that, or I need a tour or I need security or whatever it is. And it's been great. We just have to, like you said, I think you all said it. It comes down to training and making sure your driver or your chauffeur understands that. We're not asking them to make the sale. You're just saying we want you
Sure.
to do the pitch, right? I think that's what I heard from all of you, really. So thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about service levels because that's one of my favorite subjects. Um, service is different all over the world, obviously. There's different cultures and styles of serving the customer, attire, vehicles, you name it. But what are your general expectations for your affiliates and what can they in return expect from you? So in other words, do you have standards that you share with the affiliates and say this is what we need from you or vice versa? I mean, how do those dialogues occur? Who would like to take that
Yeah.
first? Myles.
Thanks, Paul. Well, a lot of the people we work with, we've met at the shows. We've either met them in Vegas or we've met them at the East Coast show, and we've built relationships. We've seen how they operate, and we know their reputations. And we work with a lot of the big operators in the US, in the UK, not so much mainland Europe, but in the UK and the US. And I think the hidden side of service level, and is the use of the tech. The show for progressing the ride is vital. I mean, especially across time zones, and that is a service level. Everybody will have a well-trained chauffeur, a clean car. That's an industry basic, and there's no point in running into that. But a major service level, and the point which it falls down most often in our experience is the use of the tech to communicate back to the booker. As Kamel said earlier on, the information is key, and that's the biggest issue. The customer comes out, the driver doesn't press his app and let us know we have them, and then he obviously can't talk then, and you're running blind. So it's an issue.
How about you, Sasa? Got anything to add to that?
Yes, basically, I totally agree with Myles, and maybe I would be able to give only one word. It's communication. So you can never over communicate with with a partner, and that's how we share the values, the standards that we insist on, also our experience and everything we learn about the service and added value service actually. So we have a process. It's a protocol that I insisted on, and we call it a five-phase wetting protocol. So we apply to it, but it's when we want to start with the local supplier somewhere, there everything's positive, everybody's eager to work, but only when we start working and when we have issues or we have to express certain the adaptability, then we see the possibility of this local supplier. It involves also a lot of technology these days, so sometimes we have to organize workshops or show them what we expect from them. But if there's a will, there's a way. So whoever really wants to be successful and make customers happy, then it's easy. But I always make a joke about Coca-Cola. So I say, listen, guys, we can provide the taste here in Switzerland, but I want to make sure that they get the same taste of Coke in Istanbul, in Stockholm, Paris, and elsewhere. It takes some time, of course, but it really pays off because clients appreciate that. They can see that, they can feel.
Well, it must be a level of consistency too. So they know what
Exactly.
they expect from you in Switzerland, and then they're going elsewhere, and they know they can expect similar service level.
Yeah. And this communication is even more important when we have a problem, an issue. That's how we overcome everything and still make them happy.
Okay, thank you for that. Kamel, got anything to add to that?
Yes. So we, Myles and Sasa talk about communication. So it's true. The golden rule, I say to my team, is that all the information you have from the field, you have to give it to our clients or our affiliates. And all information you take from the affiliate, you have to give it to the driver on the field, always, always. But the expectation for us is that, to be flexible on the way of working, because each company, each city, each culture has his own way of working. Each one is providing great job, but you have to be flexible, to work with us, or maybe sometime when I have to work with another affiliate, for instance, we definitely need update status. We're on 2026, so everyone is taking it, but sometimes you have to chase people, and I'm sorry, sometimes it happens. Apologize if sometimes we are annoying, but we really need it because we said it to the clients. We are in touch with our clients, so we definitely need update status to share it with the clients. So sometimes you can have like very good drivers, I mean good companies, but if they don't have the same way of working, if they are not flexible with your expectation, we prefer working with another one. So this is our expectation for the the logistic. Be flexible on the way of working, and for services, just one or a few words. Like the expectation is that, like, take care of our clients as it's yours. And same for us. If you're in the schedule and you have like 70 jobs, you have to do a choice for the driver. Each one has his favorite drivers, so do for our jobs the same as you do for yours.
I think that you can't go wrong if you're following what you normally would follow in general practice. But there are going to be times, and because of culture and other things, where everyone needs to work together to be as understanding and accommodating to the customer. Because at the end of the day, you're relying on that affiliate to take care of your customer bottom line. Does anybody want to add anything else? Are we good?
Yeah, I would just add to Kamel's. Europe is huge, and all the countries are different. Regarding regulations, but even the facilities. So don't expect a local provider to tell you that the access to a hotel in Italy, for example, sometimes is not possible because of the narrow streets and then stuff like that. So you got to be aware of it, or you have to make your partner affiliate say to you and communicate such things so you can forward it to the client. On the other hand, sometimes it's a costly thing. We work with some local German limo companies, and they're very strict. They say, okay, you've got 15 minutes free waiting time, and the other day they sent us an extra cost for 1 minute. It was 16 minutes. Maybe it wasn't 16. Maybe it was 15, 30 seconds. But you said, okay, 1 minute, and that would be half an hour to charge extra. I said, listen, I cannot do that. I'm going to pay, but I cannot charge our clients for 1 minute. So sometimes you gotta be very flexible, even in such cases. Really.
There's a sense of compromise there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think in our, I can speak to Chicago for sure, and we have some operators on here. But I mean, there are some things that we absolutely cannot do. Like, for example, sometimes the affiliates say they'll start trying to call the driver. Once they're in motion and they're loaded with passengers, they can get a ticket and a fine. And so we tell the affiliates straight up, if you need something, call the office. And please, once we're rolling, we cannot have them picking up the phone. It'd just be the one day that a cop is in a bad mood and decides to pull them over and give them a ticket, and that goes against their chauffeur license. So we have some restrictions on things, and I try my best to disclose them, because I want to make sure that if you're coming here, you understand that we'll do everything in our power to accommodate your customer. But if you need something or you have a question, really the lines of communication have to come to the office so that we don't cause any distress. And it's a safety issue too. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And but sometimes we have run into situations, quite honestly, with some affiliates who said, "I don't care. I need to talk to the driver," and that's been unacceptable for us. Safety is a priority on our team, and but once we explain it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but what are some of the challenges that you face when you're working with partners across the globe? We all know about the time zones. We don't have to beat that one up today, but time zones are always seem to be a challenge for some of us. The services and the vehicles offered, things like that. I know that customer service hours are different in different parts of the world than they are here in the U.S. Most of us are. I know some of you in Europe are starting to become more 24/7-ish, but also there are some restrictions to that. What kinds of challenges have you been having in general when you work pass that work along to somebody in another country or?
Again, it can come back to communications. We're 24/7, and we always have been. I mean, personally, I don't believe you can be in this business and not be 24/7. It's just the type of business it is. It's you have to be all in chauffeur transportation. It doesn't work any other way. Separate to time zones, an issue that pops up regularly for us is flights arriving the day after they depart, because of and we get no shows. We'll get 20, 30 of those a year where people says they're arriving on the 4th, but they've left the US on the 4th and they're arriving into Dublin on the 5th or into Europe on the 5th. People assume that the flight will arrive the same day as it departs, and it doesn't.
Right.
So we now we now ask on all, reservations coming from where we see that happening. Are you leaving on or are you arriving on? And we verbally confirm that. If it's an online booking, well then that's up to, they've put the information in. But if it's a verbal or an email, we'll double check with everybody to make sure that the departure date and the arrival date are correct.
Yeah, we have that problem too sometimes. We're 40 miles away from, well, actually, we're 20 some odd miles away from the Indiana border, but if you go further northwest, the time zone changes. And
Right.
so we start in Chicago, but we end up in South Bend, for example, where Notre Dame is.
Okay.
And so you're trying to explain to somebody that, well, you're going to get there at 12, but I'm leaving at 9. Okay, and then they get it's very confusing. So the dispatching we've worked out. It's perfect. I mean, we do it in our time zone, and then we put messages on the bottom that say you will arrive at this time, Eastern time. So the service part we've taken care of, but the customers still get very confused. So we find that we have to sometimes advise them multiple times that you're going to get there an hour later, even though you left at this time. You're going to another time zone. So that's been kind of a
again, the team is communications. Again, it all comes back to communication, and every issue reverts back to communication and flagging it, communicating with the client and the passenger, and double checking details. And again, that's where GNet comes in, because you have the information. The booker puts the information directly into the system, so it cuts out these errors.
How about you, Kamel? Anything to add?
No, the most important diffy for us is like the time zones, because you're in Europe, and sometimes you have like plus 6-7 hours for Asia, and America is less 6-7 hours. So when you have like a job for the day after, it's difficult sometimes because it's already the night there. So so sometimes it's difficult to to manage it. And the second thing is that we also have to find someone working available 24 hours because of this time zone. Sometimes you need to check an hour before the job if the driver is on his way. Like booking is in Tokyo, plus 7 hours for us.
Right.
But when you ask them, it's the middle of the night for them. So and if the driver does not answer, you will be scared.
You'll go into panic.
That the company is reliable, but you have to ensure that everything will be okay for your clients. You can't tell him like, no, I'm sorry. Most of the time they provide a great job, but this time your driver didn't come and we didn't any news from him. So you always have to ensure that everything is going smoothly for the client. So this is the diffy we have. Find someone 24 hours for these big time zones, And only second thing is that also the model of vehicles. But right now, my team is trained and the clients know also, they always ask at the beginning, they ask for a sedan Mercedes E-Class in US, And it's very rare, So
if you ask me, I wouldn't even know where to find one.
Yeah, but it's difficult, but it's okay. You have just to learn them that it's just Cadillac XTS or Lincoln, And same in Asia, in Shanghai, we do have Mercedes, but they have also like local model,
Okay.
So you always have to ask for pictures to your affiliate to offer it, to the client. So, but most important is the time zone and the 24 hours.
Yeah, that time zone thing can be a killer. It's funny you brought up about the vehicles because we've run into that issue too. So I know one of our local members has had problems because she's done work in, say, Saudi Arabia, and the client would complain that the seats weren't leather. So I said, okay, so so part of it is what you're saying: educate everyone on both sides to make sure that we're doing. We understand what each other has and what we don't have, and then also setting the right expectation with the client to say this is how it's going to happen. And these are the vehicles available. It's not the same as like sometimes people will call and say, I want, we don't have that here, but we have other vehicles and stuff. So I think it's definitely especially for the client who's maybe the first time traveling overseas or whatever, to make sure that they understand that you're going to get a really good vehicle, but you're not going to drive around London and find a stretch limo. Although I remember seeing one once when I went to London. That's it. You just don't see that kind of stuff. So it's important that that's part of the marketing and education that people do with their members.
Yeah.
I have one general.
Raising awareness.
Yeah,
Raising
absolutely.
awareness is our job as well.
Yeah.
Just a quick one, Paul.
Sure.
Besides the 24/7 or time zones, 24/7 is a solution for sure, but not everybody can afford it. It also takes a lot of work with people, and but there are some small things, you wouldn't be aware, you wouldn't believe how the difficult nowadays is to get a good driver who speaks English. For example, Turkey is a big country, and people travel there, but you can't find an English-speaking driver. And I was like, why? It's a big country, But they said, yeah, whoever speaks English wouldn't drive. They go for managers or something. So in some places, it's really an issue, And our clients, the passengers, expect at least some basic English, and stuff like that. Maybe the quality of the chauffeurs is decreasing after the COVID, especially in Europe. And it's easy to put on your suit and a tie and get a car, but it's more than that. It's manners, it's knowledge of language knowledge, and local knowledge as well. So yeah, small things, but sometimes very decisive regarding the quality of the service. So those are the challenges, and geopolitics, of course. So we could see that Middle East was, inactive for more than half a year. So yeah, it affects also.
I think that you're right about the language. It's a huge challenge, and Chicago is a very big melting pot. And I would say the majority of professional chauffeurs do speak English, but but because we have a population of cars that are doing Uber Black Car, there are more and more chauffeurs who don't speak any English. And we've been bringing that up as a safety concern here because one of our team members, she does our wedding coordination and day of and support stuff for us, and she just told me that 2 days ago she got in an Uber black car, and it was a brand new BMW, and she was trying to give the driver directions. He didn't know anything. He had no idea what she was saying at all. And she's been in the industry for 35 years. She was really uncomfortable with that conversation, and it's becoming more and more of a challenge. So it's something that I think when we're all hiring, we're all looking. English has to be part of it. But I also, in return, also feel that sometimes the affiliates forget to tell us that their customer is a little unskilled in their language. So we do ask if they need any assistance with language. We have a list of drivers, and they speak probably 10 different languages. So if you called and said you needed somebody from Albania, or whatever, we've got them, and we'll send them with the customer. But it's hard to do that when you don't tell us that, yes, my customer might be much more comfortable with a chauffeur that can speak English and Turkish. Okay, awesome. Because that's another accommodation that most of us are happy to meet. And if one of us doesn't have that particular driver, there's other operators on here. We call each other and say, "Hey, do you have somebody who can?" I've got Spanish-speaking drivers coming out my ears. No problem, because we have people from Spain and Mexico, whatever. But that's another service benefit, especially if that person's traveling alone and maybe first time to the U.S. We want to make sure that we put the right person in the vehicle with them so that they can help them navigate downtown and everything else. I just have one last follow-up to this challenge thing. The price of fuel has been globally a huge challenge over the last 5 or 6 months. Has the cost of fuel for you guys that are running vehicles, has it impacted your rates? And if it has, what have you been doing about it? And has it been a major customer impact as a result?
Yeah, okay, I can talk about it. Personally, we paid a lot in France. It's like,
What?
yeah, we pay a lot.
Hell yeah, I thought that's what you said.
It's like, yeah, €2 25. Yeah, €2 25 for liter. So it's not gallons, liter for us. So it's a lot. But before we used to pay like €1 90, per liter.
Oh, Jesus. Big difference.
Yeah. But we didn't impact the cost for the clients for the moment. We most of our business are yearly clients, so we send like rates, in October for the new year, for January. So it's a little bit embarrassing to tell them like in March, May. I'm sorry, yearly clients. We earn like 2,000, €100 together of the year, but I will increase my rates right now because of the war, So we did a choice to not impact our clients right now, and we'll see how it is, how it's going on later,
Mm-hmm. How about the rest of you? How's the fuel situation for you?
Our government stepped in and they lowered the tax, the equivalent of 40 cents per litre.
Okay.
So
Right.
we're not quite at those French rates that Kamel said. We're about €1 90 for a gallon of diesel or gasoline. But we also held. We didn't increase our rates to the customer because we're on contracts and quoted rates. So we held. We could have moved for online bookers or new clients, but we took the overall decision. And look, it looks like, fingers crossed, it's coming to an end now, and we should see a stabilization in prices.
Yeah, we just swallow it. We decided not to disturb the clients with that, and yeah, I think it pays off. Just today, I read that the Strait of Hormuz is open now, and it should slowly go down and settle the market. So yeah.
Never goes down as fast as it goes up, though, Sasa.
No, I have to say that to be
I agree,
true.
Myles. True.
You're very right about that. I mean, we have a surcharge here too, and about 2 months ago, we do look at our rates periodically with our managers, and I said, "What do you think? We've had this surcharge for a little while. It came up during COVID because our gas was extremely high." And she said, my manager is saying, "Well, we could lower it." And literally, the barrel price went up 2 weeks later, and we have not. We just stayed at the same amount, the same surcharge for the time being, and our clients are fine with that. But there are some operators here, because they're doing diesel, it's $7 US a gallon. So that is extremely painful. And I'm in the city, so so it depends on what demographic you're in. So we have other operators who are in the suburbs. It's a little bit better, but here, depending on what part of the neighborhood you're in, you could be anywhere from $4.50 to $5.50 a gallon for regular fuel. So we're not going to touch our fuel surcharge right now. It's not huge, but it does help offset it. And like I said, we did that during COVID. But you're right. Once you set up your rates for the year, it's almost impossible to just say, "Oh, surprise!" Yeah. You could say that about any aspect of the business. Let's see. This, yeah. Okay. And so I think at that point, it's an issue that you just have to live with. Same thing with insurance. We had the same problem with insurance this year. And you probably have heard the NLA say there's an insurance crisis. So yes, there kind of is, depending on what market you're in. I think the last thing I wanted to touch on real quick is technology. And I believe you're all using GNet. What have been the benefits to you so far? Are you using other technologies as well to stay in communication with affiliates, such as like WhatsApp, text messaging, anything I haven't heard of yet? So that's kind of my last question for you guys today.
We use our own software that integrates with GNet. So we're on a system out of the UK called Chauffeur Drive Systems.
Okay.
And we find that we switched from Limo Anywhere during COVID, and we find it great. I mean, some of the features there and there. I mean, it'll translate a quote into another language. It'll do rate exchange for you if you need to translate it into another currency. It's got a lot of soft features in there that especially if you're looking to do affiliate work that we really like. And of course it's got GNet connectivity as well, which is it's a red line for us. Again, everything goes back to the communication issue, and the technology is part of that communication issue. We don't use any of the messaging apps. We don't let affiliates send our chauffeurs their app to download. Our chauffeur will use our app, and you'll get the information through GNet or via email. But we're not downloading your app, or we're not texting your dispatchers or any of that stuff. The driver can't text when he's driving, and so that's the way we do it.
Yeah, we don't do that either. It's a huge distraction, and even some of the local affiliates will send us a link, and now they stop sending it because they know we're not going to do it. We give them a message and status updates, and we're like, if you want to stay safe, this is what we have to do. Any other thoughts on that?
Yes, we use Wenium. Wenium is a French system, so it's like Limo anywhere, but a French one, and a little bit better.
We're recording this, right?
Yeah,
okay,
you know how we are French
bad.
people.
What's it called again, please?
Wenium. Wenium. I will text you in the chat, and we are connecting on GNet. So GNet is an amazing, platform for us. It's so much easier right now to farm in and farm out the jobs and to send it over and to receive it. It's definitely the best options we have. So thank you so much, Yasmin, and the whole team.
Thank you for that. It's wonderful to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
a hard job. From Reza. There you go.
It's a hard job because they have to connect with the system, and we tried a lot and we pushed the system we use, with the online to do a lot of tests, and we pay an option, extra cost per month, but it's okay. We have to, for the system. And it's much easier. The only thing is that when we receive, bookings by GNet, so it's connected, everything is okay. But we always ask for a booking confirmation by email as well, because sometimes, maybe because of the two systems, I don't know what is happening, but it could miss, any details inside. So we always double check, like for instance, we have a pickup in Charles de Gaulle Airport, but we don't have the flight number, so we always do, both jobs, but it's fine. We have to, we receive on GNet on the system, and we double check with the email, the booking confirmation, if we have everything, So this is what we use, and unfortunately, Myles is right. You're right, Paula, but my team uses WhatsApp,
I know, so do I.
Because sometimes it's annoying. I know we don't reach the driver, because I used to be a driver. I didn't tell you, but I used to drive 100% of my time. So I started from scratch with the car. So I know very well, the job and how it is. So we don't reach the driver, but we are in touch with the dispatches team and to check if everything is okay. When we receive by email, it's fine, but sometimes not. And it's like we train them like human robot, This is their job, We pay them, they are with us in Paris, and like 60 minutes before, they have to know that the driver is on his way. If not, they will come to annoy you. So I apologize for that, guys.
I think
Okay.
Amir has his hand up, Paula.
I'll tell a
Okay.
little. We would use it internally, Paula, but we don't allow affiliates text. We for sending messages to the team or stuff like that. But we wouldn't. We don't let affiliates communicate with the drivers by it. If that, but we would. If we know a guy's not, our own driver's not driving, we would use it for sending team messages as such. WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It is super convenient, and I'm sure Paris is like all other European cities and US cities. Local companies have WhatsApp groups to get last minute jobs covered or
True.
stuff as well. So
Too many of them, by the way, but that's okay.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
don't have, you just have to choose the good one,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
where
Yeah.
I was going with that.
That's the point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, form one yourself and put your own preferred affiliates into it. It's the best way of managing that. But yep.
I'm starting
Paula.
to agree with that. I think
Amir has his
Amir,
hand up.
thank you. I saw his hand.
Paula,
Yes.
Paul, I'm going to jump out if that's okay.
Yes. Myles, thank you so much for making the time.
Not at all, and I'll talk to you soon. Yasmin,
Yes.
Amir, Reza, talk soon. Take care of everybody. Bye.
Have a good time.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you
Myles.
again. Okay. So we're almost ready to wrap up anyway, but I think Amir had a question. Go for it. Amir.
Just regarding Wanium, if you see any issues on the Wanium side, their programmers are working on actively fixing the gaps or anything that's being reported. So if you could report things like this to our support team, we should be able to push their programmer to fix it right away. You shouldn't have to worry about emails matching your trip, honestly.
Thank you so much, Amir, and I do. We are annoying with Wanium as well.
I know, it's so sorry, but they'll get there.
It's
They're
not
getting
annoying.
there.
That's being a customer, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, this is our job, to be annoying.
Yeah. No,
But we do.
it's good that they're taking it seriously and they're pushing for it. So we're happy to see that. On
Thanks.
another quick topic you guys were talking about is one of the things that Reza and team have been working on is the Connect portal. And mainly, it's supposed to be your marketing website. It's like the LinkedIn version for transportation company. Okay, it's your LinkedIn profile. Okay, just like how you would have a LinkedIn profile on the portal LinkedIn, you would be having it here. It gets picked up by search engines. It gets fed into SEO. There's a lot of things it's doing in the background when you create a portfolio. Also, you're listing the cars you have. So when a partner is looking at your company, let's say a partner in Los Angeles is looking for a partner in Paris. They look up to see what companies, because what they're really looking for is bigger vans or shuttles or etc. And they want to find that particular partner. So if that kind of a listing and this kind of a profiles really help companies find each other. You can upload your certificates of insurance, your permits, anything you want to show off that says, pick me as a partner. We got stuff together, right? So that's what we're working on right now to just help you guys, because you were saying when you look for partners, what do you do? All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
That might be a great separate discussion down the road for some of the membership. I'm going to see if we can gauge some interest and get some more hands-on conversation with some of them, because we have some operators now that are just starting to get their feet wet with the whole concept of affiliate work and outbound stuff. So I noticed that we're also have more affiliates on GNet these days that are actually sending out requests for trips and quotes, and so we've been getting a few of those already ourselves. So it's slick, definitely slick. Yeah.
We're trying to expand now to travel, and now we're talking to some airlines and private jet companies, etc., because they're always working with high-end chauffeur companies. So they would love to be on a platform like this and work with their local providers, right? So we're getting them connected, and hopefully that will bring business to the whole industry everywhere in the world. So.
You're going to be the man, Mr. Around the
We're
World.
the phone company. Yeah, we're your local phone man.
Okay, not now yet. Yes, Yasmin's gonna have to go back and do some marketing on that last quote. I'm not sure what she's gonna do with it. All right. So, anyway, any last thoughts from anyone? Are we good?
Are we okay?
I think we are. We touched on a lot of things, and I am so grateful that you all were able to join us, even though some of us are not here. But I don't want to take any more of your time. For the rest of you that are members, our next virtual meeting is July 14th. And then for those of you who do eat breakfast, we have a breakfast meeting in person on August 18th. So you'll be getting communication from us with the link to this recording and the reminders for the upcoming events. And as always, if you have any questions, I see one of our board members is on today, Stephanie Ballard, myself. Feel free to reach out to us, and we will get back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paola.
Thank you for
Yes,
having us.
thank you.
Good to see
Sasa
everyone.
will
Bye-bye.
talk.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a
Bye.
great one. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome.